Hi, people. Okay. Let's make a video on a few things that are on my mind. Try and connect the dots. I don't know how this video is going to come out, but I'm connecting the dots in a fucking cool way between all these therapies and the human body and the marvel of the human body and things that are like opposites work like I put in the title, PaidaLajin. It's Paida, slapping the body, and then its opposite almost, Vispassana meditation retreats, where instead of slapping the body, you're just staying still for a very long time, but it seems to heal as well. And then Melatonin. So in my own geeky way, I'm going to connect the dots with you guys a little bit. Okay, I'm on day 3 PaidaLajin, and I've read the book, reread the book. I recommend that book, by the way. I recommend PaidaLajin for everybody. It's powerful, it's natural. The implications of PaidaLajin, Paida being slapping your body, certain parts of your body, you don't have to do your whole body, just the main bits being the inner elbow, the knees, the hands and the feet, for 5 minutes at a time on each side. Very powerful. But the implications I love, and it's true, the body is all powerful, just like with urine therapy, just like with dry fasting, just like with sun gazing, just like with grounding. PaidaLajin, slapping, it's very fucking powerful. You know, it really is. To me, 5 minutes of Paida slapping your inner elbow is more powerful than doing 20 minutes to half an hour of reflexology. It's just powerful. I'm getting detox reactions on my arm. I'm going a little bit off topic, but trying to connect the dots here. So in the book of PaidaLajin, called Heal Yourself Naturally Now, by Hong Chi Xiao. I recommend that you buy that book and get into Paida. It's a good starting place. It talks about the slapping of your body, certain parts like the inner elbow is a very powerful one. What it does is it opens up the meridian points. Like, look at it a simple way. We all have blockages within our body, right? Every part of our body's got blockages, and the meridian points have blockages. And when we slap like the inner elbow, what we're doing is we're hitting a couple of major meridian points, and we're unblocking those meridian points by force. Painful, depending on how healthy you are. It's alright though. So cool. It's painful, it's all good. You just hit it and you unblock. And he says in the book that's called yang energy. So we got, and I believe this is true, yin and yang, male, female, inhale, exhale, life, death, flat earth. Yin and Yang's legit to me. And in the book, he talks about PaidaLajin, the slapping working, because for people that it cures diseases, by the way, this is 100% fact, but he says that the yin and yang concept, our bodies, people that are diseased, have too much yin, and these are energies of cold and stagnation. Now, this makes sense to me because people that are ill tend to have cold hands and feet and have poor circulation. So that makes sense. People that are ill and diseased have too much yin energy, receiving energy, and don't have enough yang. Yang being the fire, the masculine. Right? There's not enough fire. There's not enough yang in people's lives, in the health. You know, even people like me, I have a lot, but I don't have as much as I could. But when we do Paida and we slap the body, we start getting more energy into the system. We start providing more energy to unblock the meridians, and we start giving ourselves more yang energy. And that yang energy unblocks the meridians, unblocks the constipation of the body, the mucus, it starts pulling it out when we slap. So that yang energy is really important for proper circulation and for generating warmth within our body. When we start generating warmth within the body, these yin diseases of cold hands and cold feet and poor circulation just get unblocked. And then the yang fire can go fucking blast through. Right? So that's a form of exercise, and I look at exercise generally, and I think exercise is also another form of yang energy. Yin being kind of stillness, and yang being exercise. So when we exercise and we provide ourselves with yang, fire, sun, masculine, that movement, you know, it's very powerful for healing. That's a huge reason why I think exercise works. It's that yang energy. Our body needs movement to heal. That's why exercise works. That's why Paida is fucking awesome. PaidaLajin to me, slapping is like exercise times 10. It's like yoga. It's fucking high and painful at the beginning, but it's awesome. It's good. But at the same time, So we said exercise and yang energy is needed. Yang and exercise is needed to balance out two people that got too much yin energy, too much coldness, and I'm always cold, and I've got poor circulation in my hands and feet, and I've got blockages in my meridians. So we need that. We need lots of yang to balance out for unhealthiness, and even people like me. But, having said that, things like Vispassana meditation retreats, I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this, they're like the opposite of exercise, but they still heal people, and people have magical experiences with them. If you go to 10-day Vispassana retreat, you're just sitting down. You're not allowed to move. That's the whole point. You're supposed to sit down and not move, and in a simple posture, meditation posture, and focus on your breath. But the point of it is, and where the magic happens is, you aren't meant to move at all. Not even a fidget, not even a scratch, nothing. You're not meant to move anything at all. And people that do this have told me, and this makes sense to me from my own experiences, messing about with keeping still for a long period of time, is that you'll feel pain if you sit or stand or lie down, or just keep the body completely still for like a long time, half an hour, you'll start building up this pain in your body, right? But what's going on is complete stillness heals the human body just as exercise does. Like I just said there, complete stillness, I mean not even ego, cough, a sigh, I mean I'm exaggerating slightly, I mean don't move your body, keep it fucking still for a long period of time, and doing the Vispassana retreats, and you will experience an elevation of your consciousness, your brainwaves will slow down, and your body will unblock its meridian channels, and if you believe in chakra system and nadis, which I do, it will completely get unblocked by keeping still, as well as shit like PaidaLajin. And I've done this, I do it pretty much every night for varying lengths. I'll keep still on purpose as I try and get to sleep, and I'll notice my energy go up, my vibration go up, and I start getting pain in my arms, and I want to give up, but I just carry on, and I just use that elevated consciousness it's healing my body, healing the stillness is healing my body just as much as the PaidaLajin. And I think it's yang energy, yang fire energy. In fact, I know it is. I know because I can feel my body warming up as I lie in bed for an hour and a half, 2 hours without moving. Yeah. Lights are out, trying to sleep, but I can't sleep because whatever reason, I can't sleep. I'm not feeling tired, trying to sleep. And I can feel my body heat up in much the same way that PaidaLajin heats my body up. If you slap the body constantly, you're going to get hot. You're going to raising the yang. You're raising the energy systems, the bloods, the capillaries, all that shit, the ki, the chi, everything's getting raised. Well, same when you keep still. My body gets hotter when I stay still, lying in bed there for a long period of time. And that's crazy. Which leads me on to melatonin. And I think I figured out why melatonin makes you, that hormone, that sleep hormone, that anti-cancer, the master antioxidant, fucking special, beautiful, slows your brainwaves down. You know, it's magical and essential, and people don't produce enough of it. I think I figured out why melatonin makes us colder as it comes up in our system. Okay, so we know that stillness heals. Go and look at people. Go and talk to people that have done this meditation for a long period of time, and after the pain, you go through the pain of keeping your body still. You don't give in to your ego and scratch and itch and move. You'll feel yourself come up. After you've through the pain, you'll feel the bliss. Now, sleep. Okay, this is before I get to melatonin. Let's talk about sleep. I'm going all circles with this one. Stillness. I'll talk about exercise healing, PaidaLajin. Exercise is movement, yang energy, but stillness heals as well. I've done experiments with it, keeping my body still. But think about people that don't do experiments, that just sleep generally. So people that sleep generally, your body puts you into, all of us, into what's called sleep paralysis. Now I think, okay, this is going to get geeky. I think that people that sleep paralysis is there, science says sleep paralysis is there to prevent us from acting out our dreams. I think it's more than that. I think, because I know sleep is the ultimate healer, by the way, for everybody. Sleep is the ultimate fucking healer for everybody, even unhealthy people. That's how we get better every night. We'd be so unhealthy without sleep, by the way. But the reason why it works, along with the dry fasting, the slowing down the brainwaves, which are huge, by the way, another key factor in it is stillness enforced upon you. So stillness heals the body. When you go sleep paralysis, your body can't move, and you're in a state of your brainwaves slow down, and your vibration goes up as your body is kept still, forced to keep still from sleeping. Yeah, that's a fact for everybody. So you can manipulate it like me in practice. Either go on a 10-day Vispassana retreat, or you can just practice before going to bed, or maybe in your meditation session for like an hour or two, just don't move. You can manipulate the system. But coming back to exercise is healing, stillness is healing. And what I want to say with melatonin is, why does melatonin make us colder? Why has nature designed it for melatonin to make us colder and shiver? Why does it do that? I think I know why. Because when we sleep and we're in sleep paralysis, the energies are being raised and the body heals itself and your vibration goes up, your brain will slow down because your body's been kept still, forced into stillness. Sleep forces you into stillness. So as the yang energy comes up from your sleep and your body is forced into stillness, that heats the body up. I can prove this. I've done experiments, like I said last night, and I do it pretty much all the time to varying lengths, of staying still for an hour or two, and I can feel my body like getting really hot. Now I think melatonin is there to cool us down so that the heat of our body when we sleep and keep still doesn't get out of hand, because the body is trying to seek balance. The body doesn't like extreme heat and extreme cold. It wants a balance between yang being hot and yin being cool. Yin is melatonin. Melatonin makes us colder, but yin is there to keep when our body's been kept still from sleep for long periods of a time, 1.5 hour cycle of us keeping still, right? God knows how long we keep still. I know we do move about, we keep still for quite a long time, but the body's heating up when we keep still. That's part of the energy system's healing itself. Fucking fact. And then the melatonin, therefore, is nature's and God's way of keeping the body in balance and to stop us overheating as we sleep and keep still, and stillness being the key factor in why sleep fucking works. Stillness is what makes the brainwaves slow down and to go into deep sleep. Stillness. I really believe that. That's my bias, and I believe that to be true. So that's how melatonin factors into it. Without it, we just overheat too much from being still as we heal ourselves. So nature has put the melatonin in there to keep us cool and to keep us in balance. Because if we get too hot, what happens at night when people get too hot at night and they've got too many blankets on, the body's already being kept still, and the heat is already rising within you, and you've got too many blankets and you wake up. Or you get a nightmare. Very common to get nightmares and bad dreams. Not that nightmares are bad. I mean, I think we all get them. But you get them more often, and you'll wake up from being too hot with sweats and shit. So the melatonin is there as nature's way to protect us. Of course, the ordinary people out there aren't protecting themselves by letting their melatonin rise up because they got their cell phone on standby next to their fucking bed and under their pillow. Or they're sleeping in a room which is not blackout and not wearing nightshades. So they're fucking up their ability for their body to get cold, and therefore they're having poor sleep, and they're waking up constantly in the night because their body's too hot. Think on that. A cell phone can keep your body hot at night by virtue of the fact it's fucking up your melatonin, which is meant to keep you cool and keep the yin-yang energies balanced. Good lord, I had to get that out there, that information. That was good. Spelled in the book. Yeah, Jenny, I don't know if you're still watching. I'll put it in, I don't think you are. I'll put it in the comments to tag you. But the book is Heal Yourself Naturally Now. I'll show it to you. 1 second. You can get it on Amazon. Heal Yourself Naturally Now by Hong Ji Xiao. But if you just Heal Yourself Naturally Now, this guy's a fucking legend, and he got arrested recently. I'm not sure. I think he might still be in prison. Big Pharma's got this guy in prison because, of course, right? He's like an Andrew Moritz. They've got to try and kill off and fuck him up. because he's healing people for free in his workshops and telling people the body's all powerful and if you slap yourself, you can heal yourself. So of course they put him in prison. You know, what happened is they've taken apparently a boy in Australia died doing the slapping. Bullshit. He was already ill. You know, it's all bullshit. They just want to get rid of him because he's like preaching that the body's all powerful, you can heal yourself from diseases, and there's no interest for doctors and big pharma. It'll put them out of business basically, so they've got to. Right, answer questions. Jeffrey, I'm not a big fan of melatonin, although I'm reading on melatonin. It was written in 95. It's probably the best book out there on melatonin, and he does, but I've heard bad stories about it kind of takes away from your body's natural ability to produce melatonin, which is my bias. That doesn't mean I'm right. I might be fucking wrong. I don't know everything. I'm just giving you my opinion that I'd rather produce your own melatonin and focus on the more hardcore shit of letting your body produce its own melatonin. In the same way, I'd rather let my body produce its own cannabis and endocannabinoids instead of taking cannabis. My body produces its own, so I'd rather just focus on my own health. And I don't go down the avenue of supplements because I'm trying to learn therapies that are most powerful, that rely on next to no money. You know, even if I will have money, I'll still be the same person preaching on the power of the human body. You know, the idea that we don't need that many vitamins and minerals, that fasting is the fastest way to health, that urine therapy works, that PaidaLajin is fucking awesome, and I think I'm going to do that the rest of my life. I'm very excited about PaidaLajin, very excited about the power of it and the energy it's given me, which I'm going to observe and talk to you guys a lot more about, because no one's talking about PaidaLajin, quite rightly, because it's just quite hardcore. But if it gives you so much benefits that I'm experiencing, then I will carry on preaching it, and I'll slowly infuse it into my Facebook posts and shit, without rushing people, because I know people, you know, I'll just wear people down like I do with urine therapy eventually, and the right people will come along and get into it. So yeah, right, on that note, that's it. Just remember, exercise, yang. Paida is fucking powerful, man, but exercise generally is yang energy that's clearing the blockages in our bodies, whether that be lymph blockages, whether that be meridian blockages, whether that be toxins, whether that be mucus. Exercise generally does that. PaidaLajin is a great way. Boost that yang energy, get the clearness stuff. But remember, stillness fucking heals too. You can do this for yourself. You know, before you go to bed at night, say you can't sleep, or you're not too tired, you lie in your bed and stay still for an hour or two, and even the first 15 minutes, staying completely still. You will notice your vibration go up and up and up and up and up. That's the yang energy rising. After an hour or so, your heat will start rising in your body. After about an hour and a half, there'll be pain in your body. Your deep pain, like skeletal muscle pain. That's your ego trying to stop you from healing, by the way. Just ride it out, because it's crazy. Like, if you read the experiences people have had with Vispassana meditations, and sitting down for 2-3 hours without moving and focusing on breath. I've heard stories of people going through that pain of keeping still, and then literally leaving their bodies and seeing their body on the other side, like looking down at themselves. Yeah, it's extremely powerful to keep still. Extremely. Another thing people don't preach on, which I'm going to go deep with, because I think that's part of my jam. Part of the way I'm going to fix my brain is by staying still. I've done it before. So I'm also excited to talk more about keeping still for long periods of time, because no one's talking about that either. And I'm the kind of personality that will do it as well. I've got the extremeness to push myself through that pain for like staying still for 4 or 5 hours and then literally exploding my chakras. Because that's kind of what happened, by the way, with me when I did it once. I literally had a Kundalini experience, yeah, just staying still in my bed for 4 hours. It was crazy. I could feel it move, the Kundalini, and then I woke up the next morning, and I wasn't even me. I was like the most highest vibration myself ever. I haven't been able to replicate that since, because I've never done it that long. I normally do it just for an hour or two at night. I need to do it for 4 or 5 hours. I'm really too tired. But I'll get there. I've got time. I'm not in a rush to fix myself and fix my brain. So if I was in a rush, I wouldn't learn half the shit I know. So, yeah. Cheers, Jenny, mate. By the way, guys, I do have a YouTube channel. I put them all onto my YouTube as well, so you don't need to worry about if you miss them. It's Holistic Health with Harry. I put comments under there. So I do make them for you guys, but also make them for my YouTube, so people that aren't available can see them afterwards. and also for me, because I want to know where I'm at this stage of my journey, and to remind myself. That's why I make them as well, to remind myself of what I know. I look back at some of them, and sometimes I forget that I knew shit like that, and I'll come back to learning in circles again. So it's all good. Right, talked for a long time there. A bit of geeky information. Yeah. Just remember, stillness, exercise, PaidaLajin. I'll keep you guys posted and start looking into PaidaLajin. There's YouTube videos on it as well for free. Check them out. The guy that does it's fucking legend. He really is. I fucking love that dude so much. Alright, thanks for watching, guys, and peace.